drink, don't use the coaster because this table's like it's good for like the high school beats.
Oh yeah.
You gotta pencil it out.
Yeah.
My lip gloss is cool. My lip
hate
gloss
it.
is popping.
So that's
My lip gloss is popping.
That is such a fucking hit song.
Yeah.
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 Where did JK fly today? You fly Qantas.
Maybe.
Dude, only
It's
Qantas
expensive.
from now
No,
on
what
out.
the
Yeah.
fuck? You can't get in a Qantas, man.
Yeah, we're
I was like
fine.
legit. I would rather like spend an extra $50 to get Qantas.
I would rather die than not fly Qantas.
Oh shit.
Bro, as
I'm
soon,
with you, Qantas all day.
QF bad boys.
as soon as
Yeah.
I
You
rolled
freaking
in,
flying? You got
Bro, Golly,
nah,
Who'd you
I'm
fly
only
with?
just
Golly,
on Qantas.
have you been to the Qantas side of Brisbane Airport?
No,
There's a whole different food
I used to
court.
go there just for Hungry
You
You know
Jack.
this,
Bro,
bro. They have.
they got that whole own
I was
thing.
in there eating ramen at 6:30 in the morning, putting finishing touches on Chill's album, and I just felt like the biggest boss ever.
Is it the one down
Bro.
the end that's being renovated?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got ramen.
You
They
just
got
gotta-
fucking Z pickle.
You get to Brisbane Airport.
Z Pickle's in the airport.
I don't know if I is
Huge.
that place good.
That's what we did.
Those are
We
alright.
walked
Those
the
are
extra
They got
10
burger
minutes.
joints
We were
that-
like, no, we're not copying the Tiger Air food court. We're
Yeah.
going to the Qantas food.
Yeah.
Trust me, you get to the Brisbane Airport. The first thing you see is Qantas. It's the first one when you're driving in. You pull up, you walk straight in, and then your flight's right there. And
they
then
all
they
just
give
start-
you bangers and mash and cookies,
Yeah, and
and
start
extra
giving
leg
you
room,
all
and
massages
Wi-Fi,
shit.
Wi-Fi.
Qantas in
Yeah,
Sydney is
Wi-Fi.
so pimped that it's Terminal 1. Like
Yeah, it's got
all
its
the
own terminal.
all the other ones are Terminal 2, and then Qantas is just on lockdown.
But I'd never
it's in the
flown to
entire
go
other
across-
airport. It's
Hey,
fucking
we don't want to
across
be
the
with
road.
the other guys.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like
I felt
reckon in a
nervous
couple
though.
of
Like I
years-
felt like I wasn't good enough. I
Yeah.
felt like they were judging me.
I fell asleep and I missed the free foods.
They were like, "We've seen you at Tiger."
Bro, you paid for that ticket, then you meant to be there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you rep that shit.
I reckon most of the people that get on those flights don't pay for those tickets. Their company does. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
That's what
Yeah,
you
for
should
sure.
pretend.
There was
Yes.
probably like 10
Meant to be
people
there.
on that flight.
That's no one network
That's
goals right there.
yeah, bro.
Whole team on
Nah,
that.
no
Qantas
one
too.
network airlines.
QF.
Goals and a
No One Network
2020
Airlines.
Qantas only.
Lifestyle standards.
I'm serious about that. Tiger stresses me
Yeah,
out, bro.
I don't
Yo,
mind
Golly, you
Tiger.
gotta
It's
fix this
Jetstar.
shit.
Jetstar and Tiger, they stress me out, man.
Jetstar has a lot to answer for.
I'm
bro.
like,
Pop these bad boys on.
Boys
I
aren't about the Tiger flights no more.
Yeah. Nah, Tiger's cool. Jetstar, fuck Jetstar.
Tiger's a bit of a party, but they always get loose on those flights.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, bro.
The girls and the guys, they get it. You know?
Tiger hostess or host, they don't give a fuck if they
Oh,
offend
yeah,
you.
yeah.
If your tray table's down, bro, it's going up, and like regardless of what, you know what I mean.
Well,
Like, they will fuck you.
the Qantas lady had me remove
Yeah, got someone
the passenger who was left to me his USB out of the charger because he was asleep. It felt a bit
Damn.
awkward.
I
What,
think
did he have just a USB stick in the charger slot? Like he's down. He would,
No, his cable. And
You
she
would
was like, "Can you-"
download a plane.
You should be able to control.
Qantas has chargers, bro. Do you know how essential that is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very essential.
I don't think you can name an airline after an exotic animal and then not come correct like that though.
Yeah, fully. What about Yeah, no, I can't think of anything. Just as long as it's not
True,
Malaysia Airlines, I'm all gravy, bro. Like,
Yeah. I've actually flown with them.
how was it?
It's alright.
Have
Yeah.
we figured that out yet? Did we find it?
No.
It's not found, eh? Everyone's just like, oh yeah, sweet. Like,
Yeah.
We didn't find it.
Yeah, bro. Just
Miscellaneous.
Sure.
chalk it
out.
down to Bermuda Triangle and just get on with it or
You
something.
just get on with it. Yeah.
No, I was actually listening
Plane
to
just
a
went missing.
podcast.
Don't think
I was
about
listening to a podcast about it the other day, and the closest thing they have to a reason was that one of the pilots had a flight simulator in his home, like just on the computer, and every flight that he'd done on it was like, you know, takeoff, landing, normal flight. The last flight before MH370 was on his simulator was the exact same route that MH370 took, which was the wrong route, like not the route it's supposed to go. It was like,
training.
whoosh. Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Maybe he's an Uber driver on the side.
Yeah, fully. Oh, he's just like shopping.
Trying to get that extra.
Yeah, he picked up an Ola while he was
Maybe
doing
it's
the
like that
Uber.
movie with
2
fucking
stars.
Denzel Washington where he was just litty.
Flight.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Hell yeah.
Man was ready.
Alright, I guess we'll do you have like a little intro tune? Do you have any of the soundboard running, Hazy?
Bro, you getting started early, bro. Big horse, mate.
Go on, bro.
Bro's got all the sound effects. Have you got an explosion?
Yes.
That's close enough. Have you got like a do-do-do?
Word to illeqwip.
Oh wait, that's
Ooh,
hot.
That's hard. Run that again.
Hot takes.
That's all I have. Sorry.
That's all you got. All right. Well, word to illeqwip.
That's
Can
all
we
we
bring
need.
the SP?
Boom.
SPs.
SP. No.
Yeah.
We're working on getting the Esh-Ray sample in there.
Esh-ray.
Please.
Let's do it right now. We'll do it. Esh-ray.
Dude,
Just say
you're
that,
not fucking real enough to be the one
Oh,
doing that, bro. We got to get some real fucking Sydney character to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Melbourne boy.
You can run it. I believe in you. You can drop Eat Swar whenever you're in Sydney.
Yeah.
You have permission for
We have
that.
the Sydney
I
approval.
got a song with Hefs, bro. I can
Yeah.
say eats well
You
whenever
can-
I like.
Anytime,
It's different up there, in Brisbane, you know. It ain't the same as it is down here. It's
That shit.
Brisbane's like a small country town in a big town.
quite Kyel Golly from Field Design.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Scheiße.
What is it? No, it's a small town, small country town in a big city.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I fuck with Brisbane, man.
It's good.
It's a vibe.
It's the best city until you're in Adelaide.
Yeah, because Adelaide's the best city on the planet in Australia.
But then you leave Adelaide and you come back to Brisbane. And you're like, oh.
Damn, why isn't anyone giving me free weed? Adelaide goes in.
We got our pros. We got our pros and we got our cons. That's for sure. You know?
So, I guess we'll do a quick run around the room as well, just to kick this off. So, in the house today, we've got the No.ONE network. We've got ECB chilling in the background as well. They're in the green room as well.
Yeah, mate.
That's it.
You boys are in town for a big show this afternoon.
Massive show, man.
Yeah.
Massive. One of the biggest, best lineups we've ever put on.
Yeah.
Like, probably the first proper No.ONE network show, I would say.
Yeah, big event.
It's nuts. It's
Yeah.
absolutely huge. And you've teamed up with Awful Things.
Yep, Sydney crew. We linked up through them through Nerve and been impressed since the get go. Tom's a G, man.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do a quick run around the table. So I'll just get everyone to introduce themselves. I mean, no introductions needed, but just give us a little.
Yeah, I'm
Little
Golly,
quick story.
Kyel Golly. Been doing photos and videos for a minute, and now I'm looking after the No.ONE network side of things. And
Steering the ship.
it's a
Getting it
little
done.
baby that we've been growing, and it's coming together. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm Smak, the man formerly known as Sammy Mac, MC, DJ,
Producer.
engineer,
Yeah.
Sex icon.
piece of shit, sex
Aye.
icon,
Aye.
the hairiest man in Brisbane.
Harry's man in Brisbane, straight up.
Could have given us some, but
Mr. No Pants.
Mr. No Pants. Mr. Y Fronts.
That's all.
Alright.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm Nerve, and I just took the worst shit of my life. 'Cause we just went and got spicy beef from this Chinese joint. And I think everyone is regretting that situation.
Oh, I'm glad I came
Happy
late.
Chinese New Year, by
It's
the
like,
way.
yeah, happy Chinese New Year. But like, man, it's like you normally taking a shit's generally a good experience, you know. And
Oh, I don't know. Not if you're Greek.
true. Normally, I'm like, well, I just took the best shit. That was a bad one. That
Is
was
that-
like it was scared to come out, bro.
So it's
it
a
was
good
like, no, I
sign?
want to stay
Was
inside.
it spicy?
No, oh yeah, it was
Eh.
relatively.
so
I think I've done
if you're
enough
Greek
damage.
and you're doing gnarly shit, that's a good sign. Is that?
Well, the Greek shit usually lasts at least 25 minutes.
Does that include Instagram or nah?
No, you're reading the newspaper
Hey.
or like,
Fully.
what's that? Shitty porno magazine they sell on 7-Eleven. That's
Like
what
picture?
you're
Oh,
reading.
Zoo.
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 Is Zoo
Zoo
still around?
magazine, brother.
Damn, that's a little slice of Australia.
I got a
on it
bunch
right
of
there.
sticky Zoo magazines in the back of my fucking Ford F2 or whatever it is, F250 Ute, bro.
No, you don't.
I know cars, bro. I watch porn, bro. I'm a fucking man, bro.
Who doesn't? If you're like, oh, I don't fucking watch porn, bro. That's fucking
What are
gross.
you
You're kidding
fucking?
yourself.
What are you
There's
asexual?
just levels
bro?
to it.
That's
Everyone
ridiculous.
can find the porn that works for them, right?
Yeah, I think we should change the subject.
Porn and monster trucks.
Straight up.
Whatever, we can do it.
ASMR, bro. That shit's legit.
Sploshing?
Sploshing. What's that?
Oh, let's not get into it.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Sploshing sounds. Hazy, can we pull that? Get a definition on sploshing?
We need
Ooh.
a definition.
Urban
wanna do
Dictionary.
that?
Yeah, let's get the
I
official
don't know if I want
definition.
my Safari to have that, but
Just
yeah.
go open it incognito.
Just clear your history, yeah.
We
I
did
don't,
cover-
I don't want to be out there sploshing and not know that I'm sploshing.
Yeah, what if I hit
You
someone
don't
else, bro?
splosh, bro.
I know
Unless
you
you know.
don't, you don't splosh, bro. I know you don't splosh. You reckon
Now I want to
splosh?
know what it is.
I don't
don't-
know.
I
Could
don't
be a
think
closet
I splosh.
splasher.
If Golly doesn't splosh, I probably don't splosh.
I hope no one I know splashes.
Do you splosh?
No one? No one splashed.
I don't
one
splosh.
splashes.
I do not splosh.
I don't want to know.
I've said it way too many times for not knowing what it means.
It's a good word, bro.
Oshplays.
We could be
That's
red-lighting ourselves very heavily right now.
No, because none of us do it.
That's
Unless
true.
it's something really reasonable that most humans should do after they wake up or something.
I feel like I
God.
splashed the toilet earlier
I don't
today.
know. I don't know if I can.
Have we got an
Show this,
ID on
eh?
sploshing yet?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Yeah.
Run it up. Run it up.
Run it.
This is uncensored, unfiltered.
Messy porn. That's about. I'm gonna leave your imagination. It's
Messy
probably
porn. Ah, yeah,
Let's
okay.
just make splosh definition.
Isn't it food related? Isn't it
It sounds
like
German.
food? You know,
Yeah,
like
Splosh
Germany.
discount code. Bruh, this turned heavy real quick.
Yeah, we get straight to the real
come
shit.
on, just say it, bro.
Redefining talking shit.
Define the splosh.
Hazy, bro.
This is you.
Let's go.
Hit us with it.
Run it.
make a soft splashing sound as one moves.
Is that it? Oh, that's like splish, splosh, splish, splosh. No,
Sure.
okay. Look, the only way we're gonna find out is if we watch
Oh
it.
wait,
All right, I'm
Hold
gonna look. I think
Urban
yeah,
Dictionary.
I'm new to splashing, right? Hold on.
Urban Dictionary. The only way we're gonna find out is by watching something, and it's too early for that shit.
Can I buy a vowel?
Have you got the definition, or
No.
should I just tell you what I thought it meant?
Yeah, go.
I thought it was just like when bitches sit on cakes and shit and dudes get off on it.
Yeah, actually, that's
wait,
definitely.
Sorry, when
At the
women
splosh
sit on
party,
cakes.
the group covered each other in body paint and whipped cream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
mad.
that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
not-
no,
it's not that
so
bad, it's not that
Are you
bad.
trying to say you wouldn't approve if I did that stuff?
Which is the perfect segue.
I would just hate to see food go to waste like that.
Here we go. This is how you say it. We were at a splashing party, and me and my friend covered each other in chocolate sauce and whipped cream, and then we had her sit on a birthday cake. She really loved
It's
it.
fucking 2020,
There
bro.
you
What
go.
about the candles,
Yeah.
bro?
Live your life.
What about the candles? You're gonna fuck your
100%.
shit up, bro.
Live your life.
Bro, I hope the candles aren't lit.
So what, can we expect any sploshing this afternoon? Is that how we got onto this
Dude,
topic?
there was some serious. There definitely was some sploshing at my tour because people were throwing salt and vinegar chips and Subway orders on stage,
I did
and
see
then we
that.
had our clothes off and shit. You know, that was pretty close to sploshing.
Yeah, these guys, they always end up in their undies at some point, eh?
Allegedly a
today-
goon bag.
Today's gonna be a hot
Signature.
one.
Not always. I had to pull back because
Yeah.
Mum was real mad at me.
Yeah,
you
smash
know?
mum. Smash
She was
smash
like,
mum
I
doesn't
raised
approve.
you better than to get half naked in public. I'm like, Mum, I was
I'm
wearing
making money,
I was
mom.
wearing a full tracksuit. There was like 200 people in a room where there's sweat dripping from the roof.
You don't fucking get
I'm
it.
getting into my boxes,
You don't
all my
get it,
tidy
that's
whities, all my little, my little bonds.
Mom, you don't fucking get it. That's
Mom.
what I'm saying. Mom, this is hip hop.
Shout
Step
out my
off,
mom.
mom. Yeah, shout out, mom. But step off.
I'm a
Step
rapper. I'm a rapper, mom. Back
I
off.
think that
Yeah.
the last time I got in my undies was when we were in Sydney for the Mama's Boy tour, and we played at the Chippo, and that shit was fucking crazy. People had to leave because it was so hot, and
And our music was so good they had to leave.
well, I'd hope.
Proper hot boy
I
shit.
fucking would really hope.
Nah, the
that.
walls were legit dripping. I walked to the Airbnb in socks and boxers, bro.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Literally, the posters on the roof were like peeling. They were starting to because it's just all wheat pasted band posters and stuff. I
Yeah.
thought you like drag your hand on it and they just like peeled off. And
They all just evaporated, bro.
Yeah.
The shit was so
the
hot.
venue
walls
owner
are
wasn't.
breathing.
She wasn't stoked that
It's
night
good
either.
sign.
It
She
wasn't-
seemed alright.
She was having. I mean, no comment.
The walls.
She
are-
seemed a little stressed.
The
She seemed
walls
a
are
little stressed.
breathing, man. The walls are talking to you. I mean, something's good.
Yeah.
Everyone was having a real good time.
I can't help it if I need to strip down to my undies, man.
Yeah. We're doing a job here.
I don't want to offend anybody, but like you're paying for a ticket, you're risking it.
You're paying
Yeah.
for a ticket. You
There's
kind of
a
want to
four-
end up seeing.
There's a
the-
4-row splash zone.
A full row splosh zone.
Yeah.
I like that. Eh?
Fuck.
Should be extra prices for those tickets. Eh?
Yeah,
So,
They really should
yeah,
have
it's
been.
free warning
wet-
to
the
anyone
wet
coming to the
experience.
gig.
VIP splosh
Yeah.
experience.
Is there anything
You get to see
you want to
Smak's
talk to us
balls
about
on the
before we
side.
get cancelled?
Not particularly. Look,
Okay, cool.
no cancel culture in this room.
Oh, wait, well, there'll be cancel culture on YouTube.
On the whole darn internet.
We're gonna have to Vimeo this, I think.
I don't think we deserve to be cancelled.
Can you do that thing where when I talk, it's like, and then my face is all blacked out? So no,
Well, you're embarrassed of us, bro.
no, I'm embarrassed of myself, bro. Look at me, I'm drinking coconut water, and you guys have beer. What are you like, fucking?
I don't drink beer. Beer doesn't
Cheers,
sit right.
bruh.
Beer makes
Easy.
me all
Cheers.
queasy.
This is like the ultimate. This is the no.ONE relationship.
No
It's
cap.
like-
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That was the most awkward fucking cheers of my, ever, bro. I didn't even connect with no
Ready?
one.
Right, we're going on.
Now it's gonna be even worse.
Next
Just
topic.
just
Slow
take
mo
your
it. Yeah, we're gonna move on
losses.
from the cheers.
Yeah, you just left him hanging, bro. Segue.
I ended up like swirling it like it was wine, and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Do the full European and just stare at each other in the eyes when we drink it.
Is that what
Cheers with the bottom of the
is
glass.
that what they do?
I'm European
wait,
and
if
I
you
take
don't-
offense to that, bro.
you don't
Europeans,
stare.
I've never looked at you in the eye directly when I took a sip, man.
This is some real shit. I'm not kidding, man. You gotta look. You gotta stare.
Golly's been to
and you gotta
European,
sip.
bro.
I am European.
That's enough about me. Back to the rappers.
So anyway, Golly's doing my next video clip. How do you feel about that?
What clip is this?
Excited for this one, actually, man. Hopscotch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
So-
whoops! We just announced the song.
Exclusive.
I'm
When's-
always out here accidentally leaking,
Nah.
accidentally dropping. But yeah.
Is this in the works currently, or is this?
No, if you want to talk about the track, yeah, it was a fucking banger, bro.
Yeah, we have a banger on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
hmm
Yeah, no, it's gonna drop in a small while, and we're gonna do a big boy clip.
It's a hip swinger.
Hell yeah.
It's man. It's its own lane.
Yeah,
I think Nerv's really been making his sound, and this
I'm
is-
gonna play it tonight at the show.
Yeah, no
I know we're not live, but everyone come. It'll be sick.
And if you didn't come to this and you hear this later, then
You're a dog.
yeah, it's exciting.
Get
man.
a
We
get a
got-
flea check. You're a dog.
Remember, we're in Sydney, brother.
Make sure you
It's
go to
not
the, come to
Brisbane.
the
Yeah,
next
if you
show.
don't come, if you're in Sydney and you don't come to the show, you're a dog. That's what.
I stand by that. I stand by that statement.
Bro, even
And if you
didn't
do
know
come to the
about it,
show,
even if you're
You're a
50,
big horse.
even if you're 50 plus,
Yeah,
dog.
Giddy
Even
up.
if you didn't know about it, you should know. And yeah, if you do come, big horse.
So is this a single? Or is this going to be part of a bigger
single.
project?
Yeah, no, we're just gonna be dropping bangers all over the place. You know, yeah, it's gonna be a big fat
Hit
single.
him with those Hollywood music videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I've just moved into
Upgrade.
a new studio space, man. I've got 8 videographers in one building.
We got more videographers than
Is
we
this-
have rappers to film.
This is the AV club.
It's the AV
Been-
Club, yeah. So it's a new bad boy. Fucking, we've been putting it together. Like, literally the week I got back from our last tour with Nerve, I had two young blokes from Stella's store approach me. And they're like, we got an upstairs, man. We got a building in the city.
Man.
Something you might want to fill in. And in the space of 2 weeks before starting the silly season tour, I had to put together a team of 10 people, man. And then we launched it, and the next day I flew off and did the Wombat tour. So I've only had one, 2 weeks with the crew.
Yep.
We've already done 2 videos. We're planning the next year. Like, super crew, man. We got people who are going to be shooting on Marvel.
Very
movies.
gang.
Very gang.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got this vintage store down the bottom. We got a photo booth. It's a vibe. You got a storefront down the bottom, and then upstairs we got about 10 people all together. 2 painters, 8 videographers.
And
Yeah.
whereabouts is this? What's the
It's in Paddington.
Paddington?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
it's known for being the trendy kind of
You guys are so trendy.
Yeah. So basically,
It's the trendy.
in about 6 months' time, we're gonna have a creator rapper service, right? So what's gonna happen is, you pay us a lot of money. We pick you up from the airport in a Mercedes or something.
Qantas flight only.
Qantas flight
Qantas
only.
only.
We take you
Qantas
to the
Club.
T1.
studio on the north side. Smak gets you in there, lays out a fresh array of custom beats.
Dustin.
You pick one,
What sound you want?
rap terribly. He'll auto tune you, make you sound amazing, and then we take you down south side, walk in the bottom, dress you completely, shoot a music video, make you look cool, get women, booties, yeah, all that stuff, and then
Full package.
we shoot a music video for you, and then, bro,
Sounds like a reality TV
Well,
You
series.
should sell
It
them
is
like you should
reality,
sell them like
bro.
the Nerve pack,
this is reality
the
now.
Smack pack,
Yeah, Smack Pack.
and then
Smack
and
starter
like,
pack.
Oh, you want a
depends how
Smack
many
type
streams
life?
you want on Spotify. You know, like
Yeah,
you,
Pick
you're
your-
guaranteed 5,000, but if you get the Nerve pack, you can get $1 million.
yeah, and you can get long,
It's the No.ONE
a
Hobby
mullet, and you can just be yeah.
What would be
Sign
in
me
the,
up, bro. How much?
What would be in the Nerve starter pack?
Nerve starter pack, probably like Barocca and
Coconut
like
water.
hypochondriac.
A good night's sleep.
Wait,
Yeah,
can we
good
get up
night's
your
sleep.
rider? Can we do that? Can I get up your rider?
Yeah, it's
Off the
I
top
don't know
of the
what it is.
head,
I'm pretty
isn't
sure
it
it's like.
You
I'm
flex?
putting on a gig this weekend, and I got
My
sent your
rider.
rider, bro, and I did.
Oh, you don't have to get it. I mean, everyone has to get it, but you don't have to get it.
Is this going to be available on the
It's like-
No.ONE network
dude,
page?
this-
you should
this
have
is
you
an
should have your
impressive
rider
rider,
available.
right?
I think I know it, right? It's like
Also, by the way, we
fi-
only one to send in a rider. So
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Professional,
yeah,
bros.
professional. I've got a whole
5
stage set up, bro.
bananas.
Like,
Yeah, that's
I've
mad.
got a little like, this is where Smak has got to stand.
Yeah, that's gang.
Yeah, bro. Man, killing it in it.
5 bananas.
You want to go
Two-
through it? Do you want to?
Yeah.
You go
So
through
this
5
is,
bananas?
This is if you expect me to show up.
Can I
this
have
is
one
what
of your
you need.
bananas at the show?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I need
1 times Barocca.
Take a note.
Hazy, write this down. We need bananas in the studio.
I got you.
1 Barocca
This is how you know.
tube. 1 box of peppermint tea. 1 bottle of honey. 1 bunch of bananas. 1 carton of water. 1 bottle of Fireball. 1 case of beers. 6 Red Bull cans. 1 fruit platter. 3 white towels, and 1 salt and vinegar chips pack.
Boom. That's it. We're getting fucked up. Are we staying healthy?
Three
Yeah.
white towels? Why 3 white towels?
Because I got Smak with me, and he needs 2.
I need 2.
Straight
I got a
up.
lot of hair.
Obviously.
Oh, sorry.
Got your man's covered.
Yeah, I might start
My
getting.
bad,
I
my
might
bad.
start getting AS color like white T-shirt or something, or like Air Force. If I get big enough, I'll just be like Air Force One size 13,
Do you,
and then I just put them on for the show.
are there any specifics on like the beer or the size of the chip packet, or you just
I'm not drinking the beer,
Big
and
chips.
realistically, I probably won't even eat the chips. So, the beer is for whoever rocks up with me. I might eat the chips.
You know what, bro? It's 2020. Let's cut the beers out. Case of cruises. Come on.
Yeah. Actually,
Cruiser
can we
party?
change that? Can we change that? I'm
Right
gonna call
now.
Joe now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Joe. I reckon
Yeah,
he's gonna
nah,
love
I'm more of
this.
a cruiser
Call
guy.
the management.
What about-
Let them know. Cruises.
have you guys lived through the little fat lamb generation? I feel like that's
Yeah.
kind of like your
Lame,
That was a
whack.
bit. That was a bit like I
Terrible
skipped that
drink.
because by the time Little Fat Lamb came about, I was already done with Goon, and that shit's
It's
basically like ethanol.
bubbly goon.
Yeah,
Did we live?
I feel like
the
it's
little,
Golly
Yeah,
definitely
I
hit it harder
forget
than
'cause
us.
Is,
I reckon-
I'm a slightly more vintage
living
breed.
the right word? Are you alive when you drink that shit?
Man,
Because I've had some questionable
Can we
experiences.
change
Yeah.
something.
I got it once.
My
I drank it. I spewed. I had the biggest hangover from all the sugar, and I fucking hated my life.
I proper
like-
blacked out from those.
The passion pop of today.
And
That
you
was-
know what? I don't regret it.
You
You
shouldn't.
never regret it. You're still here.
It was a game changer.
I've just officially asked to have my rider changed to cruises,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that'll be good.
All flavors.
Yeah,
the
all
multi
mixed
pack.
pack.
Yeah, bro. You don't want.
Nice.
You don't
Boy.
put a bit of spice in your life, mate.
Straight guava.
Get some fucking spice in your life, mate. All different colours of cruises. They all delicious, bro. I remember when Falls got cancelled, so we already had like a
Wasn't
like
that some shit, man?
we like got up. We had 2 people fly down from Sydney to come and do the show
So this is the Force Festival this year.
in Lawn.
Massive
Um,
gig for
1920.
Toby.
on the 30th of
Massive
December,
moment for all of
2019.
us.
Yep.
But
And it was
mainly
like-
Toby.
We like woke up in the morning real early, went to our mate's place. He cooked us all this massive breakfast. Went and picked up a 12-seater bus, and then we got an Airbnb for 2 nights, and we were like sick. Our mates just flew in. One flew into Geelong because it's on the way.
Yeah.
One flew into Melbourne, and like Mike picked up the 12-seater, picked up Non, who flew into Melbourne. He's about to come back, and we're gonna go pick up Leah from Geelong and go to the Airbnb. And then he just calls, and then I just get a call at like 7:30 in the morning.
I was
and it's
taking
like,
a shit and I got
Yeah.
a notification.
oh, that was Golly, yeah. He's on the toilet. He gets a notification. It's like, Falls is cancelled. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh.
And I had to go from the process of taking a shit, walking out to the lounge room.
And spewing that
Then-
shit right in my face. Yeah, to just be
Splosh.
like, hey, bro. The way you cracked it was funny as though, because I was almost like, I don't know. I was expecting like, I don't know. There was something in the back of my head that was like, I don't know if this. I always do that though.
It's like
right? You
anything,
always
bro.
Was it on the radar
you're
before that?
always-
Like that you knew the fires
Nah,
were
not-
kind of
like,
edging
it was
towards that?
intense.
There was no
times, man.
fires.
So like
there.
before
It was the weather.
and
It was
before,
just so dangerous.
before the fires really kicked off down in Melbourne and Sydney, like I mean, New South Wales has been intense the whole time, but
Yeah.
in Queensland we had a good month
Yep.
of like similar levels of fire and smoke, like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't documented. And,
Yeah.
like, people weren't talking about it, but it was the same level as Sydney and Melbourne, man.
Like earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
so-
about
I think the first fires started. Oh,
Hey.
Talakai! Sorry,
Bro, you just fucked up the podcast, man. What the hell?
Or made it
Wheel
better.
that Wheel that back.
Can we
Two
get-
fuck
can we
ups,
get-
one wheel back. You
Can
do
we
the
get
math.
it? Ha,
My
bro.
bad,
Log
my
one.
bad.
Oh my
That shit
goodness.
was weak as.
Tala, give me a little bit. My man, I'll give you a hug soon. Sick cunt.
What's up,
Good
bro?
to
This
see ya.
is Joe Rogan podcast. Welcome.
My name is The Rock.
We're
Please-
rolling deep.
please
We're
spit us
rolling
a verse
deep out
real
here.
Need that behind the scenes cam.
Boom, boom.
Man's not hot.
Man's not
Oh, he got the
hot.
50-50 shirt on. He knows
Man's
what's
never
up.
hot.
But yeah, how about when we were in Adelaide and we were meant to play the show with Wombat, and it was supposed to be in North Adelaide, and our venue got changed at the last minute because about 10 or 15 minutes north from where we were meant to play, there was like catastrophic, uncontrollable fires. It was fucking
Literally,
hectic.
yeah. We flew down thinking we were going to get away from the chaos, man. And it was like the day that we flew from Brisbane
46.
down to Adelaide, it was like everything started down there. So yeah, the day of landing, we had our gig getting evacuated.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
And the weather's been crazy. We were talking about this the other day, like that, straight into like the flash flooding and all that happened last week, followed by hailstorms.
Dude, it's some end of the world shit.
And then it rained dirt here a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
legitimately rained dirt.
Fucking warning sign. Talakai coming here, mate. Good to see you.
My lord, it's hot.
Can't do a New South Wales gig without the man himself.
Yeah, bros.
Talakai definitely knows what's
The
sploshing
man-
is.
Been around for a minute, eh?
But Talakai, do you know what
King of
sploshing is?
Newcastle.
Do you know what sploshing is?
Not, no.
That's probably
Talakai's
a good thing.
boy, man. The king of Newcastle.
All right, what we got? We got sploshing. It's like, what's your rider? What's your rider?
What's the
Talakai rider? What's this Talakai starter kit?
I don't know. I think maybe like a bottle of vodka.
Bottle of vodka. What type? Are we talking cheap brand or
Nah,
expensive brand?
Ciroc, lad.
Expensive. Talakai's
Bro, Ciroc is
expensive.
grape. It's made out of grapes, bro.
Yeah, that's expensive.
That's like wine, but vodka.
That's expensive.
It's the honey vodka, man.
Plus it's gluten free.
Sweet.
What's your
Essential.
pre-show ritual, brother?
Don't talk to anyone.
Yeah, fully. That's me. I
Ignore everyone.
I have a massive wave of fatigue.
Yeah.
bro,
just
I'm
before I do
so
a
tired
set.
before I play.
Just 30 minutes. It's like massive wave of fatigue, and then as soon as you get
me
up, you're sweet.
personally is have a panic attack and lie on the couch. That's hopefully in the green room.
Crispy's ritual is rap every verse he's ever written in your ear.
Oh,
Before he goes
bro.
Crispy's a menace for that. It's a good thing he's a good rapper, or else I'd like
Yeah, legit.
done something bad
Like,
by now.
Can we just take a moment to say though, Smak, you are the ultimate hype man, and that
Best hype man in Australia.
That is a gig
In the
that-
world.
The two
certified.
best hype men in Australia, right?
Yeah,
that's
straight
no
up.
shit.
Side
no
by
shit.
side, baby.
No, straight up, Taylor. Fucking my man. But like, what? You got 45-minute set for a rapper? What about a hype man that's doing 6 hours? You know what I mean? You guys know
Yeah.
that.
Look, it's a
Bro, when I was on
legacy,
tour with
you
Chill
know.
for the whole 14 shows, bro, I'd have to play my hype set. I'd have like 20 minutes or half an hour while Wombat played, and then I'd have to go fucking even harder.
Bro, we're in a
It's a
league
good
of
thing you
our
don't
own,
smoke.
man. All these rappers, they're like, yeah, we fucking do a set and shit. Me and Talakai be like, man, we've been up here all damn night holding this shit down.
I'm
for
part of the
everyone."
fucking furniture, bro.
My question for you is though, were you born this hype, or is this something that you've grown into?
Nature versus
I
nature.
genuinely think I have ADHD, so
Look.
I probably am this hype.
I've always
24/7.
brought the hype. I've always brought the hype,
The
no
energy
doubt.
was there.
I was a naughty kid. Not super naughty, but naughty enough to like, you know, pee in the middle of the park or something. My man.
Smak,
But
you're definitely out there peeing.
you know, I feel like as when I was a bit younger, I had some self-confidence issues and this and that. A lot of people do, you know, being a big boy and that shit. But started making music, playing shows, and now I bring the hype daily.
Yeah.
Stays hype. Stays hype.
Swanging that dick all over the stage.
It was
on
never-
stage, swanging dicks.
Smak was never meant to be a DJ. It just made sense because it was amazing. And
Yeah.
and that's why he's not a DJ.
Well, yeah, basically-
Smak's a fucking mad MC who can hype a fucking show up. You know what I mean?
So February
Oh, man.
last year, Nerv was like, "Yo, you should DJ my tour," and I was like, "I have never done that before, but I'm not gonna say no." And that was fucking nerve-wracking, but we made
Shut
it
up,
work,
Talakai.
bro. And now it
No.
was nerve-wracking.
No. Continue.
Can we
But
make
yeah,
that a
basically,
thing?
I had no clue what the fuck I was
You should
doing.
know,
Like,
bro.
I'd never DJ'd before. I'm not like, I don't mix music. You know, I'm not a DJ, but I can hype and
You'll
I can
DJ
rap.
drop the bass.
And
You like
fuck, I'm
Skrillex?
glad that nah, dude.
Hey, DJing's fucking easy, but you know.
Well, yeah, it's about bringing the hype though. It's about controlling the crowd.
DJing's changed.
That's it.
Basically, when I DJ a Nerve set, I press play. So
Right,
I'm not a
if
DJ.
If you rock up to a set and you minus a Smak, it ain't gonna be the same.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter who it is, no matter who that man's hyping. If you,
If you-
minus that element,
You see Drake play, no Smak on stage.
yeah,
That's why you got
What
booed
are you
off stage.
paying for, bro?
Drizzy knows.
That's why you got booed off stage.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
why he
have
got
Smak
booed
there.
off stage at Flognor
They
because
couldn't-
Smak wasn't up there going,
Yeah.
yeah!
Bitch.
Who the fuck's
Yeah,
keen to bust
the bitch
down?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I get a little bit too excited. Maybe I've had a few too many fucking
Fireballs.
cruises
We
or some
actually
shit.
we had to have a
Yeah, 15
chat
minute
about
cruises.
that, didn't we? We had to have a chat about the bust down. That was getting a bit.
I'll
Oh
never,
man,
I'll never forget. Is it Bad Side? Is that the name of the track? That's how I know it in my
Bad
head.
Side.
The ad libs at the Sydney show.
Oh,
when we
yeah.
were just yelling bitch
Look,
over the top of everything.
listen,
I know again.
I'd like to.
Bitch.
Flex. Flex.
Look, not my
Still
proudest
hip-hop.
moment, all right?
Still hip hop.
Not
No,
my
that
proudest
shit was
moment.
bad.
No, it's my fault, bro. It's my fault. Before the set, I was like, Smak, be the biggest dickhead. Like, just be belligerent as
Yeah.
fuck. Just be a. Just
But
bring
overall,
the
it's a
hype.
learning
Talk that
curve. It wasn't a
smack.
fuck up.
Yeah, and I'll have
Talk
everyone know,
the smack.
like, I'm not a huge drinker, so when I do drink, I
He's
turn
a
into
huge
a
drinker.
fucking
He
animal,
turns into
right?
axe, mate.
He's,
I don't
he's,
even-
he's not a drinker because he is a huge drinker.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
Wait,
When
wait,
Smak-
wait, wait, wait,
When
what?
Smak
Is that
drinks,
There's a
his
comment there.
energy is
Huge
huge.
drinker.
Yeah.
Like, you can be a huge drinker. if
When
you
I
want.
do
You just
drink,
choose
I
to
do
select.
stupid shit, so I don't. That night I got drunk, and yeah, Toby was doing
Bro,
like a
own
love.
it. You just don't worry
You've gone
about it. We
stupid.
don't even need to talk
Look,
about this. The shit was
Smack, I
lit.
want to party with
Look.
you, bro. You
Yeah,
have some fun.
Man,
Yeah,
Look,
Hayes is getting excited in the corner.
I'm
He's like,
ready,
"Fucking
bro.
hell."
do not need alcohol to be hype.
He's like, man, I want to go splosh.
Yeah, but I probably don't need to like
fucking
scream
Get the cream out.
ad lib on the stage, which is bitch, which isn't even a lyric in the song.
It was
But-
lit, bro.
Pretty
I
hard,
was
though.
serenading.
Hey, it was-
I was serenading, and you just put.
You know
a little
what?
Flex.
Nah, I'm proud of that shit. That shit was fucking
One of my
rad.
favorite
Yeah.
moments, honestly. I say that with all sincerity. That
Yeah.
was-
Let's go.
Don't
So
worry
good,
about.
dude.
Don't worry about older people in scenes being
Look, man,
problematic, bro.
You see some hairy fucking cunt in his undies screaming bitch.
You're not
gonna
gonna
be
do
like-
anything.
Bro, people
What are you
have-
gonna
yeah.
do?
If they call and Smack a problem, I'm about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Smack a problem right now, man.
Stay
Oh, he's
problematic.
snapping on this one.
So, Hazy, I just realised the mic was turned off.
Nah, it was on.
Was it?
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
we got you.
You just
Got
got
this
shit
feedback
delivery, bro.
through this,
Fair play.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Shots
No,
fired.
no, but the button was down.
MC
Oh.
things. MC things.
Well, maybe you should learn how to use a microphone.
Let's
bro.
I want to bring it back to so you obviously you were saying you never planned on
I'm not crying you up.
going the DJ route, Smack. Like, how did all you boys link up? How did you get into music? How
Well-
did this No.ONE network become?
So we're all in
what
the
it is
casino.
today.
We're all separately in a casino in Las Vegas.
Who wants to take this one?
Well, I feel
met
like we've all
Smack-
got our own story that it all started off individually and
Let's
kind of converged. Like, I've always loved hip hop. I used to freestyle at parties all the time, blah, blah, blah.
in people's ears.
In
and shit.
people's ears,
We
like,
had a-
yo, you want to hear my new shit?
We had a baby. We had a baby, that's for sure. So we had Siori Records is
We
where
all
it kind
had
of started.
babies.
That's the first ever one take I did with Toby.
What is it? What's
Siori Records.
Say my
Siori
goddamn
Records,
bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
sick.
by Sam Steenson. He's the day one, and
Yeah.
that honestly is probably the man who really he was the center point of everything for a
Yeah.
while. It was the house where Toby hit me up and was like, "Yo, want to do a video?" Maybe
Yeah,
meet
that
me
was
at this
the
place." It was-
studio where I met Nerve, where
that's
I
met Smack.
then through all
yeah.
that met Kyle. Yeah, basically I was rapping with like two of my like close mates from basically forever, went to school together and that. We had a little crew like 3 Wallets. That was like my first thing.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just kept running up the music. Through mutual friends, met Stino, who runs Sayori Records, which was the studio where I met Nerve. Over time, we just became closer, like, working together in the studio back and forth.
Yeah, we had a studio that really was a home for a lot of MCs. We had people all over Brisbane that were
That's where I learned how
that
to do
was
all
their
my
base,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
We got, Scrub was
James
reporting
taught me
there,
everything.
Headmaster Dean.
I remember
Yeah.
when
Spectre
Scrub
and Zealot,
showed me
yeah.
Nerve. Like Scrub, because Scrub's from Muswellbrook near me. And Scrub was just like, yo, check out these syntax junkie dudes.
Straight up.
And he sent me a link to it. I was like, oh, these guys are fucking
Remember-
fresh. I'd never heard of like
Nah.
Brisbane rappers besides like Tommy
Even
Ewan.
Yeah.
before No.ONE Network was a thing. Because
Yeah,
no
like,
one-
we put fucking
like-
3 Wallets on Mine and Chill's first tour like
Yeah.
fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
Nerve recommended it.
Yeah.
Nerve
Oh
was,
shit!
Nerve was like, yo, put 3 Wallets on. And same with, who was that other guy? It
You got a good memory.
Yeah,
we
who
were
else
all
was it?
kinda-
Mask? Was Mask on it?
Yeah,
Or?
Yeah, Meskin Sin.
So
Yeah.
we'd all kind of doing our thing. We were all grinding. We all had
Yeah.
our lanes.
So
And it was all through music though. Like, are you from different parts of Brisbane?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we met through music purely, basically.
No,
Music
we
was
met
what it
drunk
pulled
on a
it.
Actually,
balcony.
yeah, we met drunk on a balcony. Yeah,
And we were listening to, we were freestyling, and that's also the same night I discovered grime.
So it was like funny
Oh.
story as well. Me and Nerve had a little bit of. So Nerve used to follow my photography. and
Cool.
I was a photographer. I used to kind
Yeah, I
of,
was a fan of him.
I used to
ages ago.
document like Brisbane in a different light, you know, from the caves to the rooftops
The
to like
Urbex life.
Urban landscape.
Urbex.
this is not Urbex. No.
This is Urbex.
It was definitely Urbex.
There was definitely a time and place where it was a bit of Urbex. But yeah, so that was when we kind of like Toby was seeing the photos, and then funny enough, we actually had a uni class together.
Oh yeah, and we
And
didn't
Toby-
even meet up.
Yeah, we didn't even know, but Toby kind of was
I know
like, "Is
you.
that the dude?" And
Is that fucking guy?
yeah, and then we linked it up from there. It was we had a mate Web Shells, who again, you know, fucking
Fresh.
that was a day oneer.
Mm.
He's still doing his thing. He's over in London at the moment, makes
That's it.
crazy beats. But Web Shells as well. There was a few key players that really brought it all together, and we're all doing our own thing. And then we started working together, doing our videos. So we did the one takes and stuff like that, putting it on Facebook. And at that point in time, Facebook wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
Facebook was for your formal photos. It was a big fucking solo flex.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
It was.
But
I still
you know
got a
what I
few
mean?
a
formal
lot
photos
of
on there.
people
Actually.
were popping off from
So,
Facebook.
So,
yeah.
so we
Later.
literally we caught we were at that time when everybody was just uploading photos of themselves, Facebook vibes, and we literally were like, hey, what if we upload a rap video to Facebook instead of YouTube?
Yep.
And just straight upload. You know what I mean? Like 3-minute video to Facebook. And when we first started, we were getting 200-300 shares on a post, man. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy because it was like people were like, what the fuck is this? This isn't
And that's-
just the same old shit of us at
That
a
was the
cafe.
same time when
or-
Drops just
it
like,
was
oh, I'm
when
gonna
they
move to
started-
Brisbane and like I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a shot with like doing music with these syntax.
Yeah, it was one takes on Facebook that really like.
Because the autoplay thing had just started, where everyone's like on their phone and
Yeah.
the videos
Yeah.
automatic.
And, like,
It
I
was so
didn't-
intrusive.
I didn't know like
100%.
Nerve personally at that time, but I remember seeing like Syntax Era and Thought Junkies, which became Syntax Junkies videos popping up on my Facebook, just because similar age, similar sort of close like mutual friends
we
in
was
Brisbane,
popping.
you know.
Yep.
And then it wasn't only till years later where we actually sort of started using the same studio, and then Nerve was like, "Yo, you should DJ for me," and then
You're talking about Aussie hip hop as well, man. It was
Yeah.
like the time that we really like, because what we're doing now is the same vibes. We were really trying to shift the culture and create a new vibe of hip hop that we felt resonated a bit more with our identity.
Mhm.
But at that time, like hip hop wasn't even fucking recognized or acknowledged. You know what I mean? So we were trying to convince a scene that we were like doing our thing and that was dope. But at the
Yep.
same time, like the outside of the scene, most people boxed you into one type of
It
hip
was
hop.
almost something you had to like sell to people, like when you
Still,
like
man,
people like,
still.
well, like what are you into? And you're like, oh, hip hop, like
I
love,
remember
love a lot of
Golly
local
literally
stuff.
threw the
Yeah.
idea of No.ONE Network at me when we were walking to get food the night before
Standard
fucking
Tala.
the first ever Get Body Festival.
Legit,
It's
eh?
just like, yo, I got this idea, bro. We're just gonna become like a huge media mob.
Yep.
Just like, he's like, we're gonna call it No.ONE Network, and then he showed us that first No.ONE site. But he's like, yeah, this is just the rough edit. I was like, bro, that's a fucking fresh idea. Now look at No.ONE Network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I'm gonna straight
Leaps and bounds.
say as well, you know, Body Bag Media, Brendan, like me and him had a conversation. We were working and we were around before Body Bag.
Yep.
And like you know, and he knows that too. And we had this chat and we were really impressed and we were really like, bro, you're killing it. Like this movement, it's a thing.
Yep.
And at that point in time, I guess it's just a few people telling us to kind of back ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and,
Yeah.
and that was all it was. Is we had this body and we had this crew, and it was just about really like solidifying
and like
it.
as like before, like when it was back on Syntax Junkies days when you were uploading YouTube videos and stuff, as a rapper who was like not really keen to put stuff out, but then seeing you dudes putting shit out, like I think it genuinely impacted that culture in Brisbane. Like I feel as if when yous were putting that shit out, a lot more rappers started coming out because it was like, oh, these are other kids from Brizzy my age just
Yep.
doing what they love, not giving a fuck, being proud about it.
If they can do it.
And I feel like that impacted a whole wave, a whole
Yep.
generation
And 'cause
of
it-
kids from
100%.
Brisbane.
It was this empty pocket as well, and it was funny because at the time, like we were developing it, and I was like starting to back myself on it, and I'm like, no, we need to do like weird, cool things, like,
Yep.
and like when you're a rapper, you can speak for yourselves, boys, but like when you're a rapper, like all you're trying to flex is your bars and your execution and your lyrics, right? And then that's that, you know what I mean?
Big
Like,
bars.
Really?
But then, like from the video side, I'm trying to I was trying to emulate the culture and the lifestyle side of things, and that's why we started doing the one shots through the house, through the lounge rooms, through the bedrooms, like running around doing repping.
That was
where
always
we
your
live
thing.
and yeah, and I think that
'Cause I was
also contributed to, because this was happening overseas.
Yeah.
People were repping where they're from properly, and they were people had culture over there too, and we had culture too. So it was about, let's rep all the posters on the wall. Let's rep the lounge room full of fucking graph. Like
100%.
I feel like No One Network is literally like
Heaps
the
sick.
Australian version of like Pro Era or something like that.
fuck yeah, bro, I'll take that. Sick
Like,
cunt.
it's the same kind of movement. Like, they just got all their friends together, no matter what media.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
it. Anyone doing anything, go,
they're
bro.
just like, if you say no, get fucked.
But at the same time,
That's pretty much their entire mindset.
yeah, at the same time, it's like we're Mean Girls and you're Regina George and just fuck every cunt.
There's definitely a
It's
behind.
not really been like a.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Like
Can't sit with us.
It's like an ASAP. It's like a Pro Era. It's
sit with us.
like a TDE. It's just your own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Just get
We're
all your
definitely
friends
we're
together
definitely community
and just kick
based.
down
100%.
And
Well,
we're,
even
and
when
we're definitely about supporting, and we're definitely about pulling things together.
Unless
but
you're
we
whack.
do have a standard, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean. And like, I think I honestly think like that standard is like where things are gonna for everybody.
it
Like,
shines through for you boys. Like,
you need to maintain a standard.
Well, what I
for
see
everything you
for
do.
No One Network in the future, man, like, because as much as I love rapping and performing and all that stuff, I really love to produce and work with artists. So for me personally, I'd really like to see younger people from Brisbane who need access to studio
Australia, man.
videos, you know,
Let's take the whole country.
you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, I want to see No One Network start building Brisbane up more. I want to find that kid who's so talented but doesn't have the access or doesn't have the resources, and I want to produce and help create something dope for that person, for our city.
That's
you
it.
know, like, you know what I mean. Like, I think as much as we have dope links everywhere around the country, a big thing for me is like pushing Brisbane.
Yeah.
And like helping
massive.
people discover Brisbane because it's a real special place.
yeah.
It
And
is.
I think I think it's definitely like starting to get the shine that it deserves. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I guess the beauty in that too is if everyone from wherever they're from is doing that and they're building their own scene and they're inspired by your movement and what you're doing, like I see similar things happening in Sydney at the moment, and Western Sydney in particular. It's like you were saying before with Brisbane, it's the kind of thing that like it wasn't really repped. It wasn't something that was even people were proud of being
Western
from.
Sydney's always been like taboo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's
bro.
just
Like
oh,
Western
you're
Sydney's been
Sydney.
like, just like people would look down on you or just
You guys,
like it just
you guys did make a sound of hip hop that did shift. Not you guys, but West Sydney had a hip hop
Sydney's
sound
always
that
been
shifted the
at the forefront,
culture.
yeah.
It did, and you know, it definitely represented a certain sound and experience. But it did become a big, broad image of Australian hip hop. I mean, we're talking about a massive country.
yeah.
Every city has a stable. Like there's like Draft, there's SPX,
Yep.
and then like Brizzy's got like the 750 dudes.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah,
same lifestyle, but
Melbourne
we've also
has
got
most of
different.
hip-hop.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's, and like that's
And
what
Adelaide too.
we're now starting to see, those different boxes and those different sounds and those different
Yeah.
experiences instead of just the one. You know?
Yeah, facts. It's
Think-
so diverse now.
It's
awesome.
such a beautiful thing about particularly Western Sydney. I guess because we're here, we see so much of it. But it's like, you know, people immigrate to Australia, and you always hear that like the term, you know, Australia is a multicultural country. But then the Australia that is kind of projected, probably pretty relevant on today's date as well. You know, it's that still classic Australian flag. People
we're
see it as this like
multicultural, we
white
get
Australia.
Spring rolls from the Chinese takeaway. That's being multicultural.
We go get kebabs and tell people to fuck off.
Yeah.
Butter chicken always.
Nah,
I still fuck with
butter
butter
chicken's
chicken,
way
mate.
too spicy,
Like,
bro.
that's it, eh? What is?
I don't think I'd do spice again after last time. My arsehole is on it.
what is being Aussie? You know?
But, like,
And, you know,
I guess that's a beautiful thing, like, because Australian hip hop has forever had this kind of like, I guess, white face to it, but it's changed so much in the last couple of years, and I feel like
think,
Western Sydney is one of
If
those
you wanna
places
look
that's
at-
really
if you
put
wanna
that
look
on,
at
just because
probably
it's
one
like,
of the biggest things happening out of Western Sydney. Look at Will Sing.
yeah,
Like, that cunt moved to LA and like fucking does songs with like some of the biggest R&B singers now. Like, and he's fucking from like Mount Druitt.
it's all happening right now. The American
We'll
market
see.
are definitely
Yeah.
looking at us right now
I
as well.
think we're at a turning point in the culture for Australian hip hop where, like you were saying, you know, say 5 years ago, you went up to a random person in the street, hey, what do you think of Aussie hip hop? Oh, that real
You still
Occo, that
get
real
this-
bogan
you still
stuff.
get
I
some.
sound like the accent.
Yeah, it's still, we still get that,
It's still
but
there.
I think that, like I said, turning point. Like I think within 5 to 10 years, I'd like to think 5, not 10, but I think within that time frame, Australian hip hop will be up on that same pedestal with the US and with the UK.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yep.
But I think where everything that's happening in our country with
Yep.
with all these artists who are doing crazy things, it's gonna get there.
100%. And it's on that path.
It's on the horizon. Yeah, it's not far. Like it could be in 2 years. Like I think really, really soon we're gonna have one artist who super duper star, and I don't know who it's gonna be.
Tones and I.
Smack and nerve.
Tones and I, ex Kid Leroy. Biggest hit.
Kid
of
Leroy
2021.
killing it, man.
Killing
But
it.
yeah, so I guess like
He's labeled as stage lame.
back to like I guess like what is No One, like No One is like this big wide thing, but in terms of like when we really kicked it off, it was Nerve and Smak who really had my back on the whole idea. So basically I live upstairs and the boys have the studio downstairs, and that same house is where we look after a lot of things.
Yeah.
So upstairs we've got Look Like E. Is Emmanuel. He's in the building right now. Chucking the mic.
Shout out.
So yeah, he's a chibi.
He remains anonymous.
Chibi by trade as well. So like not bad, you know. Like we needed a PowerPoint in the studio, so in the other room, they drilled that in.
Got it done.
Yeah, we needed some soundproofing.
Yeah.
We needed some block out.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Look Like E. His bedroom is in the room, the level above my
He's
studio.
the king room. He's in the king room.
If it wasn't for Look Like E, I wouldn't have a studio.
That's it. I've seen him do it. I've seen him let you rap, bro. I've seen him be like, all right, fuck it, I ain't gonna sleep tonight, so you can make.
Bro, I'm sure that there's been nights where I'm like doing the same take like 16 times, and he's just like hearing me say the same thing.
Like, bitch.
Flex.
Bust down.
No, but
So yeah, so we kind of took this big dive. So we had CRA Records was where we all kind of linked up, and then when No One Network was setting up, we've been working together about 2 years, and we're like, all right, let's do it. Let's put it together. And physical environment is like something that I've always, coming from graffiti culture as well. We're completely anonymous culture that is purely physical.
Yeah.
You only see them if you see them. Obviously Instagram and stuff coming in, a little bit different, questionable as well amongst the riders, but like that whole culture was like keeping it physical and like being present, and the boys backed me on that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these visions and a lot of these ideas, they only actually matter if people back it and come together. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Gotta back your boys, brother.
that's it. Like I can create a space, but if there's no people filling that space and creating that energy and
100%.
backing that idea, then it's not the idea and the vision that I proposed.
Yeah.
So you got this weird, like, it takes a commitment, and it takes the boys being like, yeah, we back this, and then it creates the vibe, and then everything just keeps rolling.
And that's you backing them as well, creating that environment and that framework for people to come in and do
We
their
got
thing.
probably like $10,000 worth of art upstairs, fucking on the walls. We've got bookcases full of all artists from all over Australia and like back history, and we've got a whole fucking wardrobe full of vintage clothing. Like we've got a whole wardrobe full of merch from artists all around Australia, man. Like,
so no one's there now.
Bro, literally, you come to our crib, our studio, our place, whatever you want to call it. You get a fresh outfit. You get a dope song produced, mixed, mastered, and recorded, and you get a music video done.
It just costs more if you're whack.
All in the one place.
You will actually feel like a rapper, because a lot of people out there feeling like they're from the rap life. Like, bro, we got white marble kitchen, boys. We got a white marble kitchen.
GST, instead of goods and services, it's goods and standards tax.
Yeah, bro.
And like, don't get us
No
wrong
One
either.
building.
Like, I moved out when I was 17, man. I've been through 5 houses in the last 5 years. Like, this is number 6. And it's like
lucky number 6.
And that's what I was like. All right, like this was the moment. I was like, this is the energy we're gonna put everything properly into. Like all that art hanging up. I had an arc, like everything. It was like, all right, now we have this proper baby that is on the level that we want. Everyone's on the same page, and let's invest. And like the fucking first 3 months we were open in the house and the studio, we had every rapper from Australia, I think, almost.
Yeah,
Like,
we've had a lot
every
of
single
names,
one.
you know,
Yeah,
like
it's-
everyone who we associate with. Of course, when they're in Brisbane, we're going to tell them to come through the studio. But I think along with that, and it's almost just as important, as important, I feel as if a lot of my clients, it's their first time recording a song. You know, and they come to the studio, and I can relate because I know what it's like going to a studio where you don't know the person, you're anxious, and like I feel as if
that's the main thing. We can relate.
yeah, you come and you
We've
sit
been there.
down, and I'm like, hey, like, you know, let's have a chat. Like, I know what it's like, and I really like love like being able to do that for people. Like, you know, it's work,
Yeah.
and it pays the bills. Like, if it was up to me, I'd just be selling my own music or whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, I really feel as if pushing that in Brisbane, having a space where it's affordable. You can come, you can hang out, you can bring your friends, you can come record your first track, and you're not going to have someone who doesn't understand you because, like, you're going to have someone who's been in those shoes. You know what I mean? And I can work with people, and like,
You
it's
can
just
almost like you can almost feel and know what they're going through and what they're experiencing
Exactly,
without
man.
them even having to say it.
Because
you've
I feel
been
like
in that position.
as much as being like to be a recording engineer and to be a producer, it's dope having the technical skills, but you got to have the personal skills. You know what I mean? You got to be able to talk to people, and you got to be able to make people feel comfortable. And I feel like that's a really important part of running a studio. And I just get such a kick out of like having some dude, maybe he's 17 years old, he's never recorded before, he comes in, he's a bit nervous, but then we smash the track out and he's sitting there, he's bopping his head, he's loving it, bro. I get such a buzz out of doing that for people, man.
Yeah, that's mad.
Mad.
It's fucking sick.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
And it's been a slow, nice road. So we can really relate. None of us have been just jumped into like some mad industry
Yeah.
shit and had
You built it.
Yeah, you go out there and you want to be an artist and you want to push your thing, and it's fucking hard. And
Yeah.
usually you chase a lot of challenges that you like think you might be able to, and you learn things from it. And
Yeah.
I think really that is like our strength. Is like we're starting to be at a point where we can provide a certain service or
Yeah.
and help people out, but at the same time we're starting to get the recognition from the hard work we put in.
Yeah.
And
you actively reach out to other crews and you put people on. And I guess on that same note, to link to some other cats that are in the building who are down here in Sydney at the moment.
That's it. So like,
Segue.
yeah, back to the
Little
whole
segue.
thing, man. Back to the community and putting people up. It's
He's
like
good
trying to
this
create
man, he does well.
opportunities that weren't made for us. You know what I mean? And yeah. So like, I think how was the initial? So we had Vinco hit us up. Vinco, shout out Vinco from Perth, east of the West. So he hooked us up with linking up with JK and Chicks one day. Basically.
And the JK, just for context for the listeners, so
yeah, for context, JK47. We got Chigs in the building as well. We got
ECB.
Nate Paulson, the ECB, and they got Will Paulson as well. He's part of the fam, and they got within ECB as well. I think it changes.
It's all family. It's cool.
It's all
They got a
family,
cool system
and
going, bro.
yeah,
They're fresh.
and it changes as well. You have whatever brothers are willing to rep in what city.
Yep.
That's what will be there. But yeah, so we had Vinco hit us up and be like, hey man, I got these two guys from the coast. We're going to do a one take. Do you reckon you could film it for me? And I had a good relationship with Vinco, and I relate to that whole as well. Like, doing it for the culture. Like, it's not for money or anything. It's like, these guys are dope. Let's show the world. So he hooked us up with that. And at the same time, we realized JK had actually won the beat competition with Nerve.
yeah, true.
Back with Body Bag Media about a year earlier. But, you know, due to location and time and stuff, it hadn't been executed yet.
What was that? What was involved in the?
It was one of Nerve's
Beat
first
comp. I
beat
just like
comps,
sent out
yeah.
4 different beats, and it was like whoever.
JK smashed it. He was on a bin, and he was like,
Bro, JK, it's like a fucking like
bro,
big
Yeah, he
L
killed it.
reincarnated.
he's just sitting on a
Full
bin
killed it.
in the backyard, like full shredding.
Yeah. Speak
Yeah,
of the man.
speak of the
Speak
fucking
of the devil.
Now
So,
we
You
yeah,
mentioned
segue
JK
into
and
that.
your peers. What's up?
So that's it. So
Wait,
fucking
I'm gonna
yeah.
pass the mic. I'm
That's
gonna pass
it.
the mic.
So
over
we had
to
we had
JK.
Vinco
I'll
Vinco hit us
rotate
up.
out.
Yeah. Vinco was like, you
I'll
gotta
rotate out.
do this thing for these brothers, alright?
See, bro, it's too much.
And obviously we made the connection. So I told him to come to my house. We linked up there, and you know Toby was there as usual. Then we had all the boys there, like
Yeah.
because I kind of always had the house like that has been the central thing.
And then
All the cans and the art on the wall.
Yeah.
bouncing off of that, next minute we're in the studio, and we recorded a bunch of tracks, but I think one of the first ones.
We had one banging weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, we just smashed a whole bunch of stuff out. That's when we recorded Came for the Lot.
But yeah, there was
Which-
no way. As soon as we met the boys and we knew what they were about, it was instantly like, this isn't just like us helping out.
Yeah.
This is like whatever you guys are doing and whatever you have, like we want to help you.
The team just grew.
Yeah,
instantly.
we want to help whatever the fuck these guys had, because it was like jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Shit, and yeah, from there it was like the last 6 months have been crazy, bro. I can't even like. So many rappers that we have in the crew, you know, sometimes you're like, yeah, you got a new track. But these guys are sending me a track every week, bro. It's going to change the country. like so, yeah, they got a lot of music. They got a lot of vibes.
Shall we do the old switcheroo and let
That's
everyone...
it. I think we should pass it on
Yeah,
to
I think it's
ECB
about
now.
time. We'll do a quick roll call around the room. Let's just roll
So
through.
we've
If
got
you
a
want
big
to,
crew today, yeah?
you can
We got-
go on introductions, Golly. I'll
We
let
got
you.
Nerv, Smak, Golly, JK, Chicksy, E-Man, Nate, Talakai, Miguel, and Kyle Schilling. We're up in here, man. It's a big crew. And that ain't even like a quarter.
It's only
Not even a quarter.
chapter 1 of the saga.
And that's it. And No.ONE Network is never a solid thing. It's always going to grow and develop. And if you think if you think you're a No.ONE, you probably are. So
Splosh today, splosh tomorrow.
if you resonate with us and what we're doing, and you have that feeling of kind of, you know, people not necessarily listening to you, but you know that what you've got is some cool shit. Like, we're here for you. Like that's it. Yeah, that's it. If you know you got some cool shit and you know you're up to the standard, please message us, because we will help you and we will fucking take you there.
And what's the best way to get at you boys? How do people get in contact?
I got my
Insta,
email, but people
Insta,
don't like
email.
the emails. These days.
Honestly, it all goes down in the DM,
That's
right?
it. Yeah, it's straight DM.
True.
Yeah. I get DMs about asking for my email, which is on the bio. So
Yeah.
yeah, straight DM, straight DM.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we pass it over to the brothers and
Yeah.
they can explain. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Tell
good.
them what's
Appreciate
up.
you boys coming through.
No, thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us,
us,
man.
man.
Stay
No
fresh,
worries.
trust no one.
Yeah, babe. No, take this spot.
Slide on through. Should we do a quick reshuffle or just roll through?
I'm gonna get some food.
No more Asian, man.
No, Asian, no. I'm just
No
gonna
more
get-
Szechuan, dude.